Yes, Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool. My reaction to it, I've finally stopped crying enough to react to it. It's very weird because Klopp obviously signed a contract extension to 2024 in 2022, and I always thought to myself that eventually he would leave Liverpool, but I never thought it would be this season. I never thought that it would come out this early on in the season. And honestly, the first was just stunned. I don't really know what to think. I've had some time to think, and I still don't know what to think. I'm a bit confused. But obviously, I've seen Klopp's interview. I have been able to listen to him and his reasons why. And I think, first of all, you've got to completely respect it. If he's tired and he doesn't feel like he wants to do it anymore, then that's completely understandable. However, as a Liverpool fan, I am just so sad and surprised because I don't know. I guess you always thought that Klopp would eventually leave Liverpool. He's always talked about the fact that he can't see himself doing this forever, and I think the owners could never get rid of Jurgen Klopp because of what he's done for Liverpool, and he would always have to leave. But I just didn't think it's going to be this soon, and I think that's why myself I'm so shocked, and I guess so many other people are as well. From what I've seen, is that if Klopp left, if his contract was nearing the end in 2026, and in January 2026 he still hadn't signed a new contract, and his contract was up at the end of the season, and then people would have naturally gone, okay, Klopp might be leaving. They would have had time to adjust to it. But this, just out of nowhere, it just feels unfair. It just feels like it's it's just shit. As a Liverpool fan, I'll be completely honest, because I was born in 1998, and I have seen Liverpool be awful, awful for all my life. And then when Brendan Rodgers got fired in October 2015, Jurgen Klopp came in. It was actually between Ancelotti and Jurgen Klopp. And imagine if we signed Ancelotti as a manager instead of Klopp. Imagine how the different paths that Liverpool might have taken. I don't think we would have been as successful as we would have been if we signed Ancelotti than we did Klopp. But I just think to myself that I've always said to myself, I'm waffling, sorry. I've always said, if Liverpool win the league once in my lifetime, and you got to take into context, I was born in 98, I'm 25 years old, so Liverpool were awful for the majority of my life. If Liverpool win the league once in my lifetime, I'll be happy. I will die happy. That's what I said. And, when Klopp first came in, it was all about him being the normal one. He is far from a noble individual, even though he is just a man. And, I was very happy with the appointment at the time. I thought to myself, yes, I can see him being a manager that I like, and you can see he turning us from doubters to believers. In this first, season that he came in, he had the game against Norwich, the 5-4, with the Adam Lallana winner right at the death, and him running down the touchline to hug Lallana and breaking his glasses. He also got the game against West Brom, which ended up being a draw. I think Divock Origi scored the goal from a deflected West Brom defender. And then we did the celebration in front of the Kop, and everyone was scrutinising us at the time. But Klopp was just like, no, it's my way of saying thank you very much to the fans and supporters, and you hope you're with us on the journey. And he had me. He absolutely had me so early on, Jurgen Klopp. What a man. And then to achieve everything else that he's gone on to do, even after we lost the League Cup final to Man City, even when we lost the Europa League final to Sevilla, and that great Unai Emery side, I was just still adamant that Jurgen Klopp was the right man. He was the manager for us, and I never once doubted him. But I obviously knew that one day he was going to leave. Obviously, I think everyone knew he was going to leave. I think I probably feel the same way that Man United fans felt when Sir Alex Ferguson left. Probably just like devastated, because it's going to happen, but when is something you'd rather not think about, to be completely honest. But yeah, he's leaving at the end of the season. He is leaving alongside his coaching staff. So Pep Linders, Peter Kravitz, and some other guy, can't remember. And he is going on a sabbatical. And I don't blame him if he feels like he's not 100%. I can understand that. If he doesn't feel like he can give everything to Liverpool and the club, then that's fine. I get it. Thank you very much, Jurgen. But part of me even still just thinks that maybe a Klopp at 80% is better than the Klopp at, well, not having Klopp at all. Klopp at 80% is better than not having Klopp at all. Maybe. That's what I think. And it's such a bombshell just to drop on Liverpool fans, the whole city, everyone. It's just like, oh God, now what? I mean, I've got the whole day. I had a whole day planned of things I was going to do, and I'm just like, I can't think of anything else now. And obviously, I want to say, like, Jurgen Klopp will never see this video of mine that I'm going to put on YouTube, but I just want to say thank you very much, because I never in a million years thought when he first came in that we were going to be as successful, we're going to have as many memories as we did, and I will fall in love even more with this club than I thought I ever could. And it's all because of him. And he is just a man. He is the normal one. But that's in his own eyes. For me, he is, he is one of our greatest ever managers. He is up there. And I'm just so sad that he's leaving, because I don't want him to go. Because ultimately, yes, I'm happy for him that he wants to take some time off. But from a footballing perspective, I always thought to myself that after last year not achieving what we wanted to do, finishing 5th, that this year was a rebuild, and next season was going to be the one where we go again and we really, show the league in the Premier League and the Champions League what we're all about, and we're going to go for it for both of them. And I already thought we were favourites for the league next year. But now we don't have Klopp. Obviously, we're not favourites for the league next year. Obviously, we're going to be a worse side without Klopp. And that's going to be hard to take, because with Klopp, even if when we're having a bad season, you always imagine that we would have a better season the year after, and his ability to bounce back or something I always really admired. But now, it does feel like there's more impetus on the rest of the season. Our last season with Jurgen Klopp. It almost feels like the fact that it's happened now. Yeah, I'm just absolutely shocked, and I don't know what to think about it. Maybe I should have held on posting this video, but I wanted my initial thoughts to be out there. But in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea, still top of the league at this moment in time, still in the last 16 of the Europa League, and you still got the FA Cup, which we're playing Norwich on the weekend. And is it possible for Liverpool to win the quadruple? I never thought that we were going to win the quadruple. But what I do know is the announcement of Klopp leaving will galvanise the fan base and the team. I don't think there is going to be a drop-off. I've seen some people panicking like, oh, this announcement's come way too soon. I don't think it's a bad thing. Obviously, Klopp's in his interview, he said he made his decision in November of last year. He told the owners, and he wants to tell everyone now, make it public, because one, he wants to allow the club to have that announcement out in public, so they can move on, and also for the sake of his coaching staff, so that they can know that they're not going to be out of work, which I think is a very reasonable thing to do. But he is leaving at the top. And for the rest of the season, I think it'll galvanise. I think going for the League Cup final, the FA Cup going into Norwich, probably one you go in and expecting to win. I definitely think so. And one where you might take it a bit complacently. But I think whatever 11 the club put out there on Sunday against Norwich, that Anfield atmosphere is going to be absolutely raucous. Not only that, but the one afterwards against Chelsea, away to Arsenal, and for the remainder of the season. Obviously, we've got games at home to Manchester City in March. I mean, if that was going to be a massive game in itself, and the fans are going to be up for it, but now even more so. And it's just sad. I just don't... Liverpool without Jurgen Klopp, it's become so synonymous that the two things go together. And it's really annoying, because there's going to be so many fans out there, and I'm speaking with myself here. I have, unfortunately, I've never had the opportunity to go to Anfield and watch a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool side. And one of my resolutions this year was to go to Anfield and go watch Jurgen Klopp on the side, because I knew with his contract expiring in 2026, there wasn't many years left, and I had to make sure I at least saw the side once. And obviously, I am going to Liverpool and to Anfield. I'm going to go watch Liverpool Legends against Ajax Legends, because the rest of the games for this season and all competitions are already sold out, hospitality included. And I thought to myself, right, next season, whatever it costs, I'm going to pay it and I'm going to go. And just to not have the opportunity to ever see the man live, see his side play live, it's just, one of my resolutions, and maybe one I definitely should have made a bit earlier. But yeah, and I don't know. I'm just waffling a bit here, sorry. But he's just a regular man, but he means so much to Liverpool fans, to people in the city of Liverpool, and he just has a way of connecting with everyone. And I can understand that he's tired, because one thing is to be at the very top and to compete year on year out, but to do it against this Manchester City side. And it is one where Jurgen Klopp, his reign at Liverpool, he's defined that period of time, and he has created one of the best teams ever, in my opinion, during those times. But it's just unfortunate that he had to compete against one of the other best sides ever in Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, because he would have had arguably 2 more Premier Leagues. He would have had more League Cups, more FA Cups. It would have been dominating, and this would have been Klopp's era. And for me, it will always be Klopp's era, because he had to do it with FSG and the model of sustainability and selling players to buy players. And he's created one squad. He then had to rebuild it and create another squad. And now, without even fully seeing what the new squad is capable of, he's going to leave and pass it on to someone else. So the new manager coming in can go, right, there's no need to rebuild everything because it's already there and done for you. And that is incredibly kind, incredibly generous of him to do so. But I wish it was him in the dugout to be able to get the best out of the side and compete again next season. And obviously, people are talking about the next manager now, who it should be. I've got absolutely no idea. I've always earmarked Xavi Alonso personally. If he wins the Bundesliga, I think definitely, because he'll have been there and done it. I've seen other names, the likes of De Zerbi. I've seen some people saying Ange Postecoglou, Nagelsmann. What I would say is the reason why I want Alonso more than the rest is because of the fact that Alonso would have won the league. Well, if he won the league with Bayern Leverkusen this season, he will have won the league not being favourites for it. And that's arguably what Liverpool need, because they're never going to have as much money as Manchester City, but they always need to compete against Manchester City. So the fact that Xavi Alonso is with Bayern Leverkusen and doing it against Bayern Munich, in my mind, is similar to if a Liverpool were to do it year in year out against the Manchester City side under Pep Guardiola. So if he won the Bundesliga, if he doesn't, I don't know what happens then. I still think maybe he should be given the job, but it would be really nice if he won the Bundesliga and then said, okay, I'm going to go join Liverpool. That'd be great. But what does it mean for the rest of the league? I think you've always had your superstar managers, Jurgen Klopp at the top. Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola at the top. And people can dovetail one or two depending on their preference. For me, Jurgen Klopp is always at the top, always number one, because of the fact that he had to do with the less budget. And then it's always been the rest. So if you rank the current Premier League managers, Guardiola and Klopp are at the top. And then just below them is probably Unai Emery, Arteta, and whoever else, De Zerbi, whoever else you want to add on there. But the league now will be Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, everyone else. And I'm sure eventually one of those other managers are going to have to win the league. And they will. I think one of them will eventually win the league and Man City will have an off-season. But it's always been Pep and Klopp. Pep and Klopp as 1 and 2 competing for Europe and the league every season. And now the league just feels weaker for not having Jurgen Klopp. Because there was a period of time before Klopp and Guardiola came in where English football wasn't in a great state, and people were saying but English football has fallen off. And it's because it got rejuvenated because of the managers that came in and their ability to raise the levels of those clubs with their personalities, with their coaching abilities on the pitch. They were able to get the best out of the clubs. Klopp, Guardiola, at the time, maybe Pochettino at Spurs. And I think now the league is significantly weaker, but it also opens the door to everyone else because Liverpool are obviously going to be significantly weaker going forward without Jurgen Klopp. And I think it gives a chance to the likes of Manchester United, to Chelsea, to Arsenal, to Spurs, to Aston Villa, to anyone who wants to take that opportunity. Because there's the potential for this next Liverpool side next season going forward to be weaker without Jurgen Klopp. And remember, this is a man who was at Mainz, was at Dortmund, then he was at Liverpool. So he already had years of manager experience before coming in at Liverpool. So he knew how to handle difficult situations, but it was just his knowledge of how English football in the Premier League was all he needed to get used to. Which is why I think for me it has to be Alonso, because he played here, he knows it, and he also speaks English, so he can communicate. And I think he's a manager that people want to play under. But yeah, honestly, from doubters to believers, because there were so many times when I doubted Liverpool under Klopp in the early stages, and then I thought to myself, no, we've done it before, we'll do it again. Like I've already said, like the Norwich and West Brom very early on. I think the Europa League run where we beat Dortmund with Dexy Lovren getting the header from a James Milner assist, to then absolutely dismantling Villarreal in the Europa League semi-final. And then the Champions League runs, the Premier League nights, beating Man City 4-1 very early on with Roberto Firmino and the false 9, and people being like, what on earth is he doing? Why not playing Daniel Sturridge? The recruitment, and also accepting when things have gone wrong. Jurgen Klopp brought in Loris Karius, and it was obvious that wasn't going to quite work out. So then he went and bought Alisson. You look at other teams, would they have backed their manager to sign one goalkeeper and then the next thing say, actually, he's not for us, we need to sign in someone else? The fact that he's been able to make great players into world-class players. Virgil van Dijk. Fabinho, Alisson, Robertson. Did anyone think Andy Robertson was going to be as good as he is now? He got the most assists in Premier League history. Or he's almost there, I think. He's almost there, along with Leighton Baines. To win a Premier League with the midfielder Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Milner. To create one of the best front lines the Premier League has ever seen with Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and then to reinvent it, still with Salah, but not with Firmino and Mane, and now but you have Jota, Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo, to bring in the youth. Trent Alexander-Arnold was, a free because he just came to the youth academy and he was able to develop him and nurture him into one of the best players in the world, and if he stays at right back, will arguably be one of the best right backs the Premier League has ever seen and the world. And that's the thing, because Klopp had such an identified way of playing, but then he was able to adapt from that heavy metal, full front, heavy pressing football, and he was then able to change to a more possession side when teams were not pressing us anymore. And then he's gone back to it, and then he's reinvented. And I just love the man. And Liverpool are a poorer side for not having Jurgen Klopp as a manager. And just everything about the man I love. And sometimes, you do take it for granted because you think, I thought to myself, he'd definitely be there for another 2 years. When I signed that contract in 2022, I thought to myself, surely he'll be there for a few more years and then he'll leave. But to have this announcement now, it's just a sinking feeling. But I think, like I said, this will galvanise the team and the fans. The League Cup final is going to be huge. Europa League is going to be huge. Going for the Premier League. And like I said, I thought next season was going to be our season. But now under Klopp, this season's got to be it. This season's got to be the year we win the league again. Will we do it? It's going to be tough. But with the quality of the squad and the fan base that we have and the emotion now, because we want to give Klopp a proper send off, I'm sure for certain that we are absolutely going to go for it in all competitions this season. And I hope that we're able to give Klopp the proper send off that he deserves, because he's done so much for us as Liverpool fans. And I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. But I really want to, if other fans are watching this, I really want to see what you guys think. Are you appreciative of what Klopp done? I'm sure you are, but are you? I'm guessing from a purely rival perspective, you're happy he's leaving because now everyone else can be a bit more competitive with Liverpool. I suppose that also Liverpool fans, how good are you? Because that 25-minute interview that was on Liverpool's YouTube channel, God, I was tearing up close to tears. And I think, yeah, I just love the man so much. And for someone who I've never met in my life, to love someone so much and to mean so much to me, it's just weird. But that's football, and that's Jurgen Klopp and what he is and what he's done to Liverpool. From doubters to believers. And all I can say is just thank you, Jurgen, for what you've done. And I hope that for your next journey in football and life, that it goes really well. But thank you for the best years of my life as a Liverpool fan. And hopefully we can create some more memories in the next coming months to come.